It's been over a week since the tragic shootings of 9 church members here at Mother Emanuel AME Church. Mourners are still gathering outside the church to show their respects to family members and to the city of Charleston. Mayor Riley sat down with Palmetto Scene to talk about how his city is choosing love over hate in this time of healing.
This is a special city. You know, natural disasters or disasters catch you where you are. The citizens of this community's response is a model and so encouraging because they looked at the phase of hate and the brutality of it, and they responded with love. Not violence or anger, with love. And the way people have reached out to each other across racial lines, every line, from holding hands, hugging, at prayer services, at vigils, the flowers, the notes, and the fact that people will tell you they've been crying their eyes out. The palpable sorrow and love for these people, and it has been so inspiring. And I know for the family members that this has been an important gift to them in this time of deep sorrow. I mean, every one of these deaths was unexpected, and then the violence and the hatred that caused it, the harshness and the brutality of that. But the citizens have given them and given each other their concern and compassion. Well, this city has been in the process of creating bridges and connections between each other, so there isn't alienation, built in or latent alienation. It's the people have a shared sense of ownership. So I think that what you had was that foundation which enabled people to have their first response, one of concern and love and compassion. What this did was show a bad, hateful underbelly hidden of hate, directed to people who are different. We thought that was of long ago. The Klan and those brutal things and lynching years and years ago, generations ago. And it's a reminder how large it is if it's just a speck or if it's more than a speck. But the fact that this guy was getting this hateful information about racial superiority and so much so that in his delusioned mind, he could rationalize why he should go into a church and sit there for 45 or 50 minutes and then pull out a gun and kill people who had been studying the Bible. And so we've got to find a way to shine light on that so we understand what is out there. And if there are a lot of these or some of these sites that preach hate, to find a way to expose them. In America, people can think what they want to think. They can say what they want to say within reason. But let's not let them be in a dark closet. Let's let them know that we want to find ways to know that this awful kind of stuff is going out there. And then I think that we need to know more about each other. And we need to keep building on the racial progress that has been made. But I think that it must be telling us that we haven't reached the goal line yet in America of racial progress and understanding and real embracing of diversity. And I think this most tragic event has a positive message for the future. How you respond, and you respond with goodness, and that is something that you can build on, and an ethic that you pass on to future generations to let them know that that's part of living in this community. You have the opportunity to love and support and give, and ran this heartache to do the ultimate gift and pray for those who've been hurt.
We also spoke with Reverend Darby, first Vice President of the Charleston NAACP, about how the church is healing.
It's been a week, I think, of sharing. A lot of people had to come face to face with some things about race in South Carolina and in America that were made more stark by this incident. I think we've learned on the one hand that if you're going to try to exterminate the church and start a race war, that's an exceedingly bad idea, that people will respond by coming together rather than going into conflict. I think that people have learned that forgiveness actually is a Christian virtue. Forgiveness does not mean everything is okay. It doesn't mean that if you have done something heinous, as in this case, that you should not suffer for it. You should still suffer for it. You should pay whatever consequence is meted out by the legal system in this world. You should hopefully have a little talk with the Lord before you get to the next world and set yourself right before there's whatever judgment the Lord decides to give. But that you don't carry around that weight of saying, I cannot forgive you. That's a part of the healing process. And it's interesting that there are so many people who trumpet their Christianity, and they wrap their Christianity not in forgiveness but in vengeance. There's a lot of us versus them rhetoric. There's a lot of rhetoric that strongly suggests that God belongs to one political party, and that's not real Christianity. That's the kind of stuff that Christ criticized, and it got him killed. There's been an amazing coming together of people. There has been an amazing outpouring of love and compassion, an amazing level of new understanding and new willingness to work together. And my hope would be that all of that is not lost when the funerals are done, when everybody's going home, when the news cycle has moved on. This is a time when across our state, houses of faith, perhaps even chambers of commerce, and folks in the nonprofit and governmental sectors need to be looking at points of possible contact and collaboration, ways to keep the conversation going, ways to know each other better. I think if we do that, then that'll be a fitting testament to those 9 folks.